Depending on where you are in the world, you might have just finished your holidays, or you might just have a few days left. And that means that you might have had your exams right before that. It could have gone extremely well, which to you, congratulations. But for others, maybe it didn't go so well. Whoever you are, whichever category you fall into, this video will help you. Everyone can take something away from this video. So make it full screen and listen to what I'm about to say. New year, new you. Let's make this year your academic comeback. This video is going to be focused on math, sciences, geography, those question and answer type subjects. The point of this video is to boost your productivity so you get more work done in less time. And hence, you don't work anywhere near as much as your friends studying 10 hours a day, yet you score much better grades than them. And you still maintain a personal life, your own things. You become that student. You become that person, right? People are gonna wonder what your secrets are. And I'm boiling all of that down to just a few principles. Let's start with principle number 1, the classroom. The classroom is the most valuable place. It's the entire reason you go to school for education. To get that environment and to get that feel. If you have a good teacher, you don't know how lucky you are. Take advantage of that fact, right? Listen in class, take notes, understand what they're teaching, and remember that kind of stuff. If you have a bad teacher, that's fine. So what? Use the methods I teach later on in this video. If you have a bad teacher, it just means that you have more time to study at school and so more time to do your own stuff at home, which is the best thing. School shouldn't just be study. It shouldn't be a period of your life where you're just studying, get your grades, do more studying, get your grades, and then move on to university. It should be a period where you learn a work-life balance and you discover loads of things and learn what works best for you. The most important thing to do in class is to ask questions, right? Because a classroom is the only place where you get that environment where you can get a proper and good answer. I'm not telling you to ask questions to fulfill your doubts. You can do that, that's good. But I'm definitely not telling you to ask questions to get everything right. In fact, that's not what I want you to do. I want you to get things wrong. Because when you get something wrong, you're going to remember that. That's going to be the thing that sticks. And when you get that exam paper, you're going to see the question that you got wrong and you're going to remember what the teacher said to you when you got it wrong. And you won't make the same mistake twice. Let's start with the second principle. Homework. You need to change your mindset. Homework isn't a chore. It's not something you're going to dread doing. It's a blessing. I'm not trying to praise the education system, but we need to work with the cards we've been given. Homework is literally classified questions based on the thing you just studied. It's fresh in your mind, and then you get questions to further cement that. That is the most valuable thing you can get, because you go onto the internet, you literally pay hundreds of dollars for these questions. So don't take homework for granted. Do them properly, and do it in the way I tell you right now. First, save that piece of homework. Take a picture or take a scan of it. Because later on down the line, you're gonna go looking back for classified questions if you've been doing what I'm saying. And that piece of homework is going to be that classified question that gets you an A star. First thing I want you to do, go through the homework without any revision notes, any textbook, nothing, right? Just go through it and answer to the best you can from your memory. Once you've done that, find a mark scheme for the questions. You can find these online by just searching up the questions word for word, or just ask your friends. Ask the smart guy in your class who knows everything, right? And they might even know where to find a mark scheme, so you can use that for next time. I'm not telling you to find a mark scheme to get everything right, give it to the teacher, and get 100%. You gain absolutely nothing from that. I'm telling you so you can make those corrections right when you see the mistakes. You see that you got question 1B wrong, look at where you went wrong, why you went wrong, and write your corrections. Right? And if you really, really want this guide to help you, do the question again, do the entire homework again after marking it, and try to get everything right this time. Because when you do that, your mind's gonna remember that knowledge. And when you go to sleep that night, it's gonna cement that knowledge. So in the exam, it just comes to you like it's natural. Let's move on to principle number 3, self-study. I think this is arguably the make or break of all these principles I've talked about. You can forget about everything else I've said in this video and just use this principle and you will score better than average grades. But if you want it to work properly, a combination of everything is what works. Every day after coming home, just spend 1 or 2 minutes writing a quick recap of everything you learned today, and then a to-do list of all the things you need to do. This will make sure that you don't forget to do any homework and you study properly. You get all that studying done before a test comes up and you don't forget anything. These things are very, very crucial. First thing you want to do when you study by yourself is take out a revision resource for a specific topic. This can be slides that your teacher has posted, or it can be the textbook, or it can be a resource online like Save My Exam. Don't waste your time rewriting the notes. That is a complete and utter waste of time. You can do much better things. Alright, sure, it might be color coded, it might look nice for a little bit, but it doesn't actually help you. You're just copying mindlessly. Condition yourself to succeed. And that's by doing the least amount of work and getting the greatest return on investment. You want to read the notes and understand them. Really take the notes in, understand what it's trying to say to you. And once you do that, go straight to doing classified past paper questions. Again, you get these from homeworks, you get these from resources like Save My Exams, or you just go through old past papers and find questions based on what you just studied and do them. You spend about 30 minutes to an hour doing these questions. And every time you finish one question, that means the entire A, B, C, D, E part, go back and look at the mark scheme. Look at where you went wrong, look at where you went right, and make those corrections. If you really want the guide to help you, again, erase everything, do the question again. If you do that, you are guaranteed to remember these things. And a very, very important note, don't do everything in one go. Take it step by step, a little bit at a time. Even if it's just one topic a day, in the span of 100 days, you will have studied 100 topics, only doing 30 minutes a day. That's outstanding. And you're gonna score amazing grades with that. And really, it doesn't take much time. The return on investment is tremendous. And on another note, there's productivity techniques, there's deep work, there's the Pomodoro technique, there's whatever new idea they've come up with now. Just pick one and stick with it. It doesn't matter how effective the technique is. It doesn't matter how amazing it makes you feel. What matters is that you stick with it. Even if it's the most simple technique, like just sit down and do the work and don't have distractions. As long as you stick with that and do that consistently, that's when it's gonna be what works for you. Don't keep switching between productivity technique to productivity technique. Pick one, finalize on that. Now let's move on to the fourth and final principle. This is what I feel is the most important. Because without this, everything you do has no value and no point. Yourself. Always maintain yourself. Do some sort of physical activity, like whether it's playing a sport, whether it's weightlifting, running, swimming, anything. Because when you do these exercises, it gives your mind something else to do. You're not constantly thinking about that question you did which you got wrong. Rather, your mind is doing something else, so your subconscious is able to internalize those things you studied. And you get a lot more return from value of what you just did. So don't spend all your time studying. Just spend a fraction of the day studying and spend the rest of the day doing other stuff. Don't spend it scrolling through Instagram or TikTok or watching YouTube videos, because that's a waste of time. Rather, spend it doing something productive, whether it's reading, whether it's exercise, whether it's spending time with family. Whatever it is, when you do something else, that's when the actual learning happens, in my opinion. And always, always, always prioritize sleep. Rather go into an exam not knowing half the content than go into an exam sleep deprived. Because if you don't know half the content the night before the exam, you spend the night studying, nothing's gonna really sink in. And you're gonna end up doing worse on the content that you did know. Rather, you sleep well and you're a bit more intuitive on the day of the exam, and you might actually be able to guess some of the questions. And you feel a lot better when you do that exam. Sleep is when studying happens. It's when the internalization happens. It's when your brain makes those connections and internalizes that knowledge so you can use it in the exam. So don't forget about sleep and don't forget about yourself. Take care of your mental health, talk to your friends, talk to family, and just study for 30 minutes to an hour a day. Maybe don't push more than 2 hours a day. School is already 6 hours long, 7 hours long, depending on where you are. Don't waste more time. Just spend 1 to 2 hours doing my techniques over here, and you will make this year your academic comeback. Thank you for watching today's video. If you have any comments, please write them in the comment section. Like and subscribe and share the video, and take these techniques to heart because they will make a difference. You have my guarantee. Have a great day.